To better understand this motorcycle, we have to understand Hero as a brand. What started out as a partnership between Hero and Honda called Hero Honda, the goal was always to build reliable, cost-effective and fuel-efficient machines. So when they eventually parted ways, Hero kept the technology and engineering know-how and implemented it to become the largest motorcycle manufacturer on the planet. How much is a lot? Well, try 100 million units on for size. Yeah, that many units. To further emphasize how important this was to them, since 2018 they've been entering a team into the Dakar on modified 450s, so if that doesn't say serious, I don't know what else does. It's time for us to check out their hottest selling number, the Xpulse 200, and see how she performs. You'll be spending most of your time on it, so we might as well start with the seat. It's pretty well padded, and because it's a bench seat, there's plenty of room to move around and get comfortable. At 825 mils, it isn't super low, but not intimidatingly tall either. This will suit riders of various heights quite well. The mirrors are a weak point of this motorcycle, as they have this weird funhouse mirror effect. Things go all wavy and weird, distorting your vision and making it tough to judge how far vehicles are behind you. I'd change them if I were you. Although the clutch engages pretty far out, it works great and it's nice and light too. Perfect for those starting out and getting used to clutch operations. The 5-speed gearbox is great with a good positive feel to each shift up or down. We only had 2 issues. One is the gear position indicator that is a little slow to respond, and 2, first gear is very short. This doesn't give you a lot to work with as the need to shift to second happens so quickly, there's hardly any torque advantage to be had. Neutral is super easy to find, and in all the time we had the bike for review, we didn't once hit a false neutral. Very impressive stuff. One word to best describe this bike is easy. The turning circle is so small, getting it turned around in a tight spot is a cinch, thanks to the wide bars offering plenty of maneuverability. Parking and backing it up is a breeze for even our shortest rider, Don. What a joy. Full LED headlights are usually reserved for more expensive and premium bikes, but not here. Hero absolutely made the right call including it on the Xpulse 200. And with LED lights come daytime running lights, which are a great addition to increase visibility to other road users. Main beams are more than adequate to light up your lane, keeping you safe at night. The brights create a narrow spotlight effect, but not enough to make a big difference. It must be said, we weren't a fan of the kickstand on this motorcycle at all. The bike never really feels entirely secure when leaning on it, letting an overall great bike down somewhat. On the plus side, it is easy to find when flicking it up or down. So, what happens if the opportunity arises to take a sneaky dirt road shortcut to beat the traffic? Or, what if that shortcut turns into a full-on off-road excursion, exploring new roads and discovering places off the beaten track? Only one way to find out. When off-road, big power can be the enemy. Fortunately, with 18 ponies galloping gently, the Xpulse 200 is very happy to soldier along at about 70 or 80 km an hour, no matter the road surface. The power comes on pleasingly and predictably, making it unintimidating for new riders. The meatiest part of the torque output can be found at around 5,000 RPM, moving the bike with a mild-mannered sense of urgency. There's certainly enough poke to keep up with traffic, although getting ahead of it isn't always easy. You have to work for it a little. From our experience, the Xpulse is not best suited for highway use as the engine feels stressed at constant high speed. It's better to stick to the back roads. It's more fun anyways. With ABS as standard on the front, Hero obviously takes safety seriously, and the brakes back that up. Squeezing the lever, you feel a good amount of initial bite, and because there isn't a lot of weight to slow you down, you can come to a complete stop pretty rapidly. There's no ABS on the rear, making off-road skids tons of fun. We're very glad to see Hero hasn't saved bucks by compromising safety. Good job, guys. Ah yes, the suspension. With the standard setup, the Xpulse wafts like a Rolls Royce on the streets. Excellent for our often crappy roads. This isn't built for high performance, but even so, it's still capable of coaxing a grin out of you on twisty back roads. Although there's quite a bit of travel, 220 mils to be exact, it is a little soft in the really rough stuff, but for the majority of off-road riding, the Hero puts up a seriously impressive performance. For city riding, there's a ton of maneuverability from this bike to make slicing through rush hour traffic an absolute breeze. At a mere 157 kilos fully fueled, the Xpulse is light, like a dragonfly. This serves a few important purposes. For one, it's easy to roll around and move about. Another is the fact that it isn't too heavy to pick up should you drop it off-road. But the most important thing is it's easy for newbies to manage. As standard, The Xpulse rolls on Metzeler Enduro 3 Sahara Dual Sport tires. They offer great on-road grip, but what we really liked about them is the fact that they performed surprisingly well off-road. So in essence, ideal dual sport tires for this bike. But if they don't float your boat, the Xpulse has a 21-inch front and 18-inch rear, so there's loads of alternative options in those tire sizes for you to choose from. Ergonomically, the Xpulse feels very comfortable with a pleasant rider triangle, possibly ideal. We spent long days in the saddle on this bike, and considering what this bike was designed for, it's quite comfortable. As mentioned before, it fits a wide variety of rider sizes, so let's say you're a taller person learning to ride a bike for the first time. This might feel more comfortable than the other bikes typically touted as absolute beginner bikes. The Xpulse isn't what you would call loud. If you're using this in an environment with animals around, it's great. On a game farm, for example. Maybe a bit too quiet around town for other road users to hear you, but that's nothing an acro can't fix. Ring it out though, and some noise will become audible, as Greg shall now demonstrate. The screen works aesthetically to finish the bike off, but in practice it's not make or break, but a nice inclusion either way. The switchgear is logically laid out and easy to find and doesn't feel cheap and nasty as this price point might fool you into thinking. On the left we have the brights, indicator and a decent sounding horn. On the right is the starter and engine stop-start. Nothing fancy or overcomplicated, just straightforward user-friendly controls. The dash is a bit busy and hard to read at times, but the inclusion of a digital dash at this price point is awesome to see. In terms of display, we have speed readout, tach, gear position indicator, odometer, trip info, and a fuel gauge. But wait, there's more. The right side of the screen displays Bluetooth-fed information, such as turn-by-turn navigation via the Hero Ride Guide app. Pretty cool from a 43 grand bike. There's also an eco display to promote economical riding to seriously max out fuel efficiency. In terms of features, the Xpulse is rocking the aforementioned Bluetooth integration, crash protection and sturdy aluminium skid plate as standard, USB port under the seat plus a full toolkit, LED headlights with daytime running lights and electric or kickstarter. We were also impressed with some quality feeling finishes such as the triple clamp, exhaust shroud and grab handles. All places where cost-cutting measures could have been made, but instead, Hero opted to splash out a little. It has brilliant provisions, but with limited power output, it's probably best avoided. Besides, it's a lot more fun solo. Greg and Don tried it, so you don't have to. The Xpulse 200 trump card has to be its fuel economy. The 13-litre tank merely sips fuel, like a little hummingbird. A single tank can yield 400 plus Ks easily. In terms of numbers, we averaged 3.3 litres per 100 Ks, and that's with us not really riding with economy in mind. And reports of 2.5 litres per 100 Ks from owners, this is by far the most fuel-efficient motorcycle we've ever come across. Luggage? Well, there's none as standard, but provisions are made for luggage to be tied down. And whether by accident or design, the little rubber mounts on the back make for a handy place to put something like a phone down without it slipping off. Is it beginner-friendly? Absolutely. The Xpulse 200 might just be our go-to response for suggested beginner bike. You can use it in a wide variety of situations, be it on-road or off, and moreover, it might be an excellent choice of teaching tool for riding schools. Is this the bike to have if you could only have one? Well, that depends. It might be that you are cash-strapped and in need of wheels, or scooters just aren't your thing. In that case, this is the only bike you'll ever need. Perhaps you live on a farm or somewhere rural where the majority of your travel will be off-road and on back roads. For casual use, it fits the bill perfectly. If your commute is largely highway-based or for longer distances, you might want something with a bit more oomph. The competition to the Xpulse 200 will most typically be the following. After our time spent with the Hero Xpulse 200, we've identified 3 specific use cases. One is low-income earners that need wheels to get around. To this end, fuel efficiency, low running costs, and affordability cannot be ignored. Bang for your buck, it's impossible to do better. 2 is as a farm bike. It's quiet enough to be used around animals without spooking them. It has great off-road manners, and with 100 million units sold worldwide, reliability is probably right up there with the best of them. And 3 is for absolute beginners and riding schools. It's so easy to learn on and unintimidating. It could also prove cost-effective to owners and operators of riding schools in terms of purchasing and maintaining. We were very impressed with this little superhero, and sure, it's a far cry from the big power machines we used to, but those have the price tags to match. As an honest-to-goodness motorcycle, this bike was a ton of fun on the road. And off-road, it made us bunch of novices feel like proper dirt bike riders.
So those were our thoughts on the Hero Xpulse 200. A big thank you to Ian and the guys over at Fire It Up Linwood for loaning us the machine for review. We really appreciate it, guys. I highly recommend you take this thing out for a demo and experience it for yourself. I'm pretty sure you'll be surprised too. Subscribe to the tribe if you like what you saw, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for watching.